have something of an exhibition here today, don't we? As we talk about the art of Abrian Rankine, who is originally from Savannah Sound, Illustra. How long have you been on the Defense Force?
16 years.
16 years. Okay.
Sir.
And you intend to remain there for a while yet. You're a very young man. Bianca?
Yes, well, I'm friends with Abrian, and I tend to have surrounded myself now with spiritual, nice, calming people that I like to be around, you know, and his spirit, I'm attracted to his spirit and what he does in his life, and also with his children and in his paintings. And the other day I was having a really stressful day, and he talked to me and he said, oh, you know, you're welcome to come over to our house anytime and just sit down and do some artwork with me and my children, and it'll just make you feel better, you know. And I think that really resonated with me. It's just such a nice way to sit and meditate and breathe and create. I like these creative things, and I think that we, you know, it's encouraging to do it on this island, and we live in the most beautiful place with the waters, like you're saying, and the sea, and you can't be in a more creative place. We're so blessed, and I think that a lot of people do this at home, but are intimidated to come out with their paintings and stuff, like you said. Definitely. It makes you vulnerable, and I really enjoyed the story of how you said that your uncle said that they would buy your painting.
Oh, my cousin.
Your cousin, for whatever price you want to put on it, and I'm sure that $600 was a lot of money, and he turned around and sold it for $6,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just really interesting how, you know, we have fear to make ourselves vulnerable, and then we don't know what our value is really on something like this, of what we create, you know. Mm-hmm. These paintings are incredible paintings, and most of them I see are 500 about that you're selling it for. So. Yeah, and then they're selling like very well on this art walk. So
yes, this is a really nice the color scheme here, and this loggerhead you have here.
Yes, sir. No, your turtles, eh? No, your turtles.
Yeah. It's interesting how you use the color scheme here and brought it to life, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try.
And you must have a lot of space. You have a gallery? You have a room? You talked about a dining table just
front
now.
room.
Your front room?
Yes,
You couldn't be using your front room.
Yes, sir. My front room.
With your children?
Yes, sir.
You must have paint everywhere.
No, not really, you know. What I did was I sold my front room set. I kept the dining room table. I made my own couch that turns into a bed, so when I get tired, I just go lay down. But the front room has a good size, so I put my plastic down. It gives me the space.
Plastic down, okay.
So when I finish, I just roll everything up and put them in the corner.
I see. So,
yeah.
So your kids paint on the plastic, I see.
Yeah.
Because I know, you know, with children painting, you can perhaps have splashes here and there. Eh?
The only problem now is that my son, like, he doesn't understand how much paint costs. and when he starts.
Yes.
Yeah, we ready for, I'll be finished, and he'll come, Daddy, I could have another piece of canvas, I want paint. And he goes and uses so much paint, but I can't tell him no.
You buy the tubes?
I buy them by the quart.
You buy quarts?
By the gallon, yes, sir.
So you find that is better than buying the tubes?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yeah, it can well, because it's more liquid, I can manage it. If I want it thick, I can thicken it. If I want it thin, then I can dilute it. But I can manage it better, and then I can store it. And for me, I like fluidity, so using the tubes is kind of stagnant. I do use them, like if I'm doing a portrait, usually, but other than that, or maybe a scenery, other than that, no, I stick with house space.
I see you have it, and it's thick in some instances, yes?
Yes, sir.
And it is because you are using a particular brand of acrylic painting that comes in a can.
Yeah, so, well, what I do, the thick parts you see, I would leave them out and let it start to get old, get hard. As it starts to, if you leave a paint can open, it tends to start, it would get rubbery first.
Right.
So before it gets to that stage, I would use it, and it gives texture. When it dries thick, it gives it texture.
So you would leave the paint then exposed.
Yeah, so I put it in a cup or cab according to how much I need.
Yes.
I would leave it out.
You leave it out, and so that it get a little thick, and you are able to apply it easier, eh?
Yes, sir.
And get the form that you need on the canvas.
Yes, sir. At first it was kind of experimenting, but now I can tell. Basically a little bit of aging, I guess you can say. And what I like about my work myself is that it's something normally artists would say, don't touch it, don't. I like for people to feel the texture in my work. I don't, that's the difference between doing it this way, the brush strokes. You can actually go there and feel it. Go ahead, touch it.
You can feel the dimensions
Yes, sir.
of the painting.
Yes, sir.
And it's not all a flat surface. You have different
Good texture.
textures. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. You paint mostly, I see, based on, as you said, because you were a Defense Force officer, you have a lot of beach or sea representations in your paintings.
Yeah, it's heavily in what we do, Because other than that, ain't much on the ocean. It'll be blue on blue.
Or the ocean has a whole lot.
It does, but being out to sea, my very first time out to sea was rough. The captain at the time was one of the real seagoing man. We did, I think, at least 2 weeks on the ocean, just drifting and hitting different spots. So when you get up from your cabin, you walk outside, you look left, you see water and sky. You look right, you see water and sky. Nothing else. It's hard to go, I need to see some land. So it ain't for everybody, but you get used to it. And that's actually when I learned that to use that time to think. So that's when you get some me time in there. But then different vessels have different areas. And the smaller vessels would do more of the island hopping and going in between the keys. That's where you see a lot of the keys. That's where you see the more wildlife. I think every being we need to go and stop in Land and Sea Park in Exumo.
The Land and Sea Park.
Land and Sea Park. Go swimming in the Land and Sea Park.
Yes.
A lot of people pass it and go to see the swimming pigs. Go in the Land and Sea Park and go swimming.
This is a beautiful country, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I'm sure you've sailed many times the southeastern islands of the Bahamas, eh?
I've been, but
every island, of course. Every island and key you've been on,
yes,
eh?
sir. Thankfully, with the job, I've been all around the world sailing. Last year, I've been the Netherlands, I've been Spain, I've been Africa. Don't come close. Don't come close. I wouldn't put my foot in the water in the Netherlands, but
yeah.
But here, it's beauty. And if you look around these days, almost any country anywhere in the world, let's say sharks, dying out. Everybody trying to preserve. We have a plethora of shark species in the Bahamas thriving. Turtles, worldwide, turtles are dying off. Eleuthera, the Bahamas in general, is a habitat for turtles. Conch, crawfish, our coral, our ecosystem in itself. And right now we're having some issues now with stuff like conch, but we really have to be careful because we are sitting on a blessing. And if we don't be careful and start making some changes now, in a few years, especially on my job, I see it all the time. The Dominicans, when they come in, I would describe as rape. When they go down, they are taking up the smallest, and as much as they can. They trying to load and go. But if you do your research and look at Dominican water, they have depleted theirs. We still have ours. We have to fight for that. We have to keep it. And a good thing that I love about the Bahamas is when I was growing up, all of my uncles dive. All of us fish. We never brought in the small. Small conch, left it alone. Small lobster, left it alone. Small fish, it's just knowing it was taught to us, you leave it alone. That way we can go fishing later on. You know, it's a concept that needs to be more than ever now, need to be taught.
It's always a pleasure to speak with someone like you with a tremendous amount of experience, especially traversing the islands of the Bahamas. How did you get to places like Spain and Africa? Through your work?
Yes, sir.
You Defense Force fellas are very lucky. You're fortunate.
Blessed.
Yes, blessed.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Appreciate it very much. Bianca, you, as I say every week, you bring wonderful guests on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. You're a little quiet today.
Oh, yes, I loved listening to you both today.
Thank you for watching and listening to our program. Good evening, everyone.